Hello and welcome back to Facts for You podcast. I'm your host, Avery.
And I'm Eden. And on today's episode, we are getting up close and personal with the one thing we all have in common, these weird, wonderful bodies we live in.
That's right, we're talking about the human body. And look, you might think you know it pretty well. You've been living in one your whole life. But trust me, it's a house of horrors and wonders you haven't even begun to explore.
House of horrors? That's a little dramatic, isn't it? I think my body is pretty great.
Oh yeah? Well, let's see how you feel after we unearth some of its stranger secrets. I'll start with a simple one. Eden, are you taller in the morning or in the evening?
Ooh, I actually know this one. You're taller in the morning, right?
You are, by about 1 centimeter. It's because during the day, gravity compresses the cartilage in your spine and knees. When you sleep, you decompress.
So I'm literally starting my day on a high note. I love that. Okay, my turn. Did you know that you glow in the dark?
Wait, what? No, I absolutely do not. I spent enough time in dark rooms to know that if I glowed, I would have seen it.
But you do. All humans do. It's called bioluminescence. Our bodies emit a tiny, tiny amount of light as a byproduct of our metabolic processes. It's just, about 1,000 times weaker than what our naked eyes can actually detect.
So I have a completely useless superpower. Great. I can't even use it to find my keys in the dark.
Basically, yeah. But scientists with super sensitive cameras have seen it, and they found we glow the most from our foreheads, necks, and cheeks. And the glow is weakest in the middle of the night and strongest in the late afternoon.
That is so bizarre. My face is just having a tiny invisible rave all day. Okay, that's a good one. But let's go from the weird to the kinda terrifying. Let's talk about your stomach.
Uh-oh, where is this going?
The acid in your stomach is strong enough to dissolve a razor blade.
Get out of here. A metal razor blade? No way.
Whey, hydrochloric acid. It's some seriously potent stuff. So the obvious question is, if it's so strong, why doesn't it just dissolve our own stomachs?
Yeah, I was wondering that. That seems like a pretty major design flaw.
Right? Well, the cells in your stomach lining regenerate so quickly, you get a brand new stomach lining every 3 to 4 days. Your body is just constantly rebuilding the walls before the acid can get through.
Wow, that is that is both disgusting and incredibly cool. My body is in a constant state of self-preservation demolition. Okay, sticking with the big numbers theme, how long do you think your small intestine is?
I don't know, like 5 feet? 6? About as tall as I am?
Not even close. The average adult's small intestine is about 22 feet.
22 feet? Like 4 of me stacked on top of each other? Where is all of that hiding?
It's just all coiled up in there. If you stretched it out, you would be as tall as a giraffe. All of that surface area is what allows your body to absorb all the nutrients from your food. It's an engineering marvel, really.
I'm just picturing a giraffe inside my abdomen. Thanks for that image, Eden. All right, one last one. And this one is about the most important part of you, your brain.
Okay, hit me.
So, your brain is only about 2% of your total body weight, right? It's a pretty small organ, relatively speaking.
Right. Feels heavier some days, but okay.
But it uses 20% of your body's total oxygen and calories. 20%! For this little 3-pound lump of gray matter, it is the most energy-hungry organ you have, by a long shot.
That actually makes so much sense. Like when you've been studying or working on a hard problem all day and you're physically exhausted even though you haven't moved.
Exactly. Thinking hard is literally a workout for your body. It's burning through a fifth of all your energy just to keep the lights on upstairs.
Okay, I've got another one for you, and this one is a bit of a mind bender. It's about a phenomenon known as phantom limb pain.
Oh, I've heard of this. It's when someone who has had a limb amputated can still feel sensations, like an itch or even pain where the limb used to be.
Exactly. The brain has a complete map of the body, and even when a part of that map is no longer physically connected, the neural circuits can still fire, creating these very real sensations. What's even stranger is how they treat it. One of the most effective treatments is mirror therapy.
Mirror therapy? What's that?
A patient sits in front of a mirror box, which is a box with a mirror in the middle. They place their intact limb on one side of the mirror and the stump of their amputated limb on the other. By looking at the reflection of the intact limb, it creates the visual illusion that the amputated limb is still there and is moving. This visual feedback can trick the brain into thinking the phantom limb is okay, which can relieve the pain.
That's fascinating. So you're literally tricking your brain with a reflection to make it feel better. The brain is so weird and powerful.
Okay, I'm gonna remember that next time I feel lazy. I'm not lazy, my brain is just running a marathon.
Haha, sure, use that excuse. Well, that's all we have time for today. From glowing faces to razor dissolving stomachs, I think it's safe to say our bodies are way weirder than we give them credit for.
Totally. I feel like I know myself a little better now, and I'm also a little more scared of myself. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Join us next time on Facts for You podcast for another deep dive into the things you never knew you needed to know. Until then, stay curious.
Bye.